What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are starting this video off with a bit of a surprise. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys saw it already coming, but the S13's back. It's painted. It's good enough. It's good enough to where I can get started and I'm not gonna hate it. It's not perfect. I'll show you guys the flaws later on in a different video, but as of right now, let me show you guys a quick look at the inside and the engine bay, and we can get to work on start putting this thing back together. As you can see, we got the parcel shelf all painted up. The firewall slash rear seat delete, whatever you want to call it, is painted, as well as the whole interior again. This time the roof is painted. It's still not perfect, but it's painted. Everything that I can see from the passenger seat and the driver's seat and just looking at the car, more or less, is painted. Engine bay is nice and smooth now, well, for the most part. So it's ready for us to start building the car back up from the ground and getting this thing closer and closer to having that motor in it and running. So as you guys know, we have a bunch of parts laying around waiting to just get thrown onto this car. I still don't know what I'm gonna do first, but I think the first thing I'm probably gonna end up doing is putting our relocated subframe in the car. That way we can throw the motor in and then go from there. So that being said, I'm gonna put you guys down for a little bit, came up with a little bit of a game plan, make a list, and see what we can get done today. If I have to pick up some parts at work or whatever, and we'll get on started with this thing. All right, after a lot of thinking, I decided first thing I'm gonna do is swap over the subframe and put the new bushings on the steering rack and also the solid steering column bushing in there. That way, those are the most hard parts to get to once the engine's in. So we're just gonna do that right now. And then once the engine is in the car, oh, we're also gonna do the brake booster just because why not? And once all that's in the car, the rest of it is easy to get around or not as difficult to get around. So let's go ahead and get some jack stands under this car, and we can work on pulling the subframe out. And then we're also gonna go ahead and get some hardware because we're missing a few. So let's go ahead and cut to that. All right, we got the subframe out. Now let me show you guys the difference between this subframe and the subframe we're putting in. If you look closely, this one, the new one on my right, is the new one we're putting in. It's a lot thinner here in the center than this one is. The point of that is so, with more angle, a lot of people use those offset rack spacers, but those cause racks to break and fail. So you move the rack forward and you eliminate the binding at angle. So like I was saying earlier, this rack location right where it bolts onto the subframe is cut and welded a few millimeters forward. I forget the exact number, but yes, like I said, it is to help eliminate binding in the steering when at higher angles. So now that that's on, I'm gonna go ahead and go to O'Reilly's real quick, get some black spray paint for the brake booster so we can bolt it on and it's gonna look all nice. And after that, I think we can probably throw the motor in today, but we'll see. Our fuel filter here, as you can see here in there, there's a flow. So this is the inlet and this is the outlet. This is an Aeromotive 12345, recommended to me by Jason Kim himself. So that's what we went with. So we're gonna probably put it around here, and then we're gonna mount it with some good old not self-toppers, but rev nuts, like usual for me. And we also got this neat little fuel filter bracket that I got off of Amazon. It was like $10 and makes it look super clean and super legit. So let's go ahead and mark our holes, drill them out, put the rev nuts in, and then bolt this into place. that was a little bit more of a struggle than I expected. But we got a rivet nut in, it's all bolted on, fuel filter's mounted. It's not tight yet, but it's in there. It's gonna meet up right there. Go from there into the feed into the motor. So let's go ahead and clean up real quick. Let's go ahead and go to O'Reilly's and get some brake cleaner and some of the stuff that we need. So we just got back from O'Reilly's, got a bunch of stuff. Got brake cleaner here. And while the steering rack is down here at the bottom, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it down with brake cleaner and let it just soak up all of it. That way the grease and all the sludge and stuff can be eaten away. Whatever, you guys know what I'm trying to say. So one thing I do want to say, I thought about it, and I think for this for putting the car back together, I'm gonna do it in episodes instead of one video being on one thing that I'm putting on the car. I'm gonna do like a series, episode 1, 2, 3, so far, so on and so on, of just me just cranking, grinding, working on the car, getting as much done as I can. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that. I'm gonna start doing this in episodes. So now that being said, let's go ahead and spray more things down and get to work. So right now I'm just cleaning this up, bringing it back to bare metal because this was a little bit rusty. We're just gonna clean it up and then go ahead and spray it with semi-gloss high temp engine enamel, which is pretty much just high temp paint. So that way this will look all cleaned up and fresh. So let's go ahead and get to that. So I haven't updated you guys in a while. The camera died, so I wasn't able to film any of it. But we got the subframe back on. I'm pretty sure you guys saw that. But we also got the rack bushings on. We got the joint here, the steering joint, with the new hardware in and installed. We also installed our solid steering column bushing, as well as put in the brake booster and the master cylinder. This is a Z32 master cylinder because we're gonna run front Z32 brakes, and we're gonna try to run stock S13 rears. But if it doesn't feel right, then we'll go ahead and do the Z32 rears. But for now, this is what we're doing. I did go ahead and do the vacuum line from the fuel pressure regulator up into here. So we got that sorted out, and all we need left to get this thing running is gonna be the fuel lines and the new intake air temp sensor, because the wiring switch he's harness gave me the connector for the newer type, or oh yeah, it's this one for the newer style sensor, and I just need to get one of those. All right, so I've been looking at this car for like the past 20 minutes trying to figure out what else there is that I can put on that's easier to put on when the motor's out. And with the stuff that I have, I think that's about it for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my area really quickly, just so we get a nice refresh, and we're gonna go ahead and pull the motor out and shove it in the car. So let's go ahead and clean up and get to that. But before that, you can see we got the brake, the hard line to the rear brakes here bolted up where it's supposed to be. This is gonna be replaced with the Chase Bays line. We got the, like you guys saw this. We also went ahead and put the windshield, or the windshield wipers, the motor in. So that's all bolted up now. And you guys saw all of this, so there's nothing really else that I can put in right now that I think would be impossible to do once the motor's in. So we're just gonna go ahead and send it. Alright guys, I skipped filming a bunch of stuff because I was just kind of in the groove of it and going. But yeah, I showed you guys this, I showed you guys the interior, everything is on, and I couldn't be more proud. Like, I am so happy right now. Oh my god, We got the harness ran through the firewall there with the nice rubber grommet. Everything's sitting there. We're gonna take care of the wiring tomorrow. We got the e-brake, hydro e-brake plate all bolted up on the tranny tunnel right there, nice and snug. And you can also obviously see the shifter right there. We got the engine, it's in. The radiator, I was worried about the shroud. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be too close to the water pump pulley here, but it's actually clearing, so we're good on that. So our OEM style front radiator support can stay, it works. Had a little rubber here to insulate it, but nonetheless, the motor's in, and we are just so much more close to getting this thing up and running again. All right, guys, I'm beat. I'm actually extremely tired, which is hiding my excitement for this car. But the motor's in, and that's the biggest part of this thing. Now that it's in, and this is, if all goes well, this is the last time it'll never have to come out again for a long time at least. But nonetheless, we got a lot of stuff done today, and we're gonna continue with the next episode next week. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the process. I hope you guys are excited for this build, because now, like I've been saying for the past couple months now, after we get it back from paint, it's gonna go like this. So we got it back, already a bunch of things done, and it's only gonna go quicker from here. So that being said, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for watching. You guys know what to do. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.